Riker Lee has Johnson with him on the near side. Lee, toe drag shot, scored! Riker Lee, 18 seconds in. Johnson plays to Waterfield. Waterfield up against the wall, plays out front. Barabanov with a chance, and they score! Igor Barabanov gives Madison the lead with 1:48 to go in the third. It's Ante into the offensive zone for Notre Dame. A shot, scored! The captain for the Tritons makes it 3-1 Notre Dame. Karam to the far side where Jet Quasia now to Nevers, who scores! Jackson Nevers in his Capitals debut extends the lead to 4-1. Anderson, it's a face-off won by Amory. Puck sits in the slot, a quick shot, and the goal! Amory gets on the board 52 seconds into period number 1. On the half wall, Barabanov up top, Michaud, Brink, far side, scores! Second of the night for Finn Brink, extends the Caps lead to 5-2. Play unit, Braden up to Austin, up top, shot, scored! The captain, Austin Lamer, makes it 3-1, 19 seconds into the third period. Lee looking for a shooting lane, sees one he likes, and the Capitals score! It's Landon McDonald in his first game here in Middleton. 13:38 to go in the second period. 1-0 our score. Madison in the lead. Drew Waterfield with the lone goal in this one. His 5th of the season, snapping a 7-game point drought. Waterfield out there at the moment with Capel, who had the assist. 5 points in January already for Sam Capel in his 5th game. 13 points on the season for the Phase 1 first overall pick in 2023. One of 2 Phase 1 first overalls in Capitals history. The other, Quinn Finley, had some experience with both of these squads throughout his USHL career, now tearing it up at the University of Wisconsin. A shot blockered up into the glass by Caleb Heil. The defense for Madison able to clear out to neutral, and now a 2-on-1. Eulenkamp has Waterfield with him. Eulenkamp, Waterfield down low has Capel. Out front, the puck sits there, and Cloutier scrambles and clamps that one in his glove for a whistle. 13:09 to go in the second. 1-0 Caps in the lead. Waterfield was looking for a second there. Is blocked along the way by Cloutier, though. Was trying to create space with Eulenkamp, and they ended up going up ice together on the near side wall. Third line hops out for Madison, though, an offensive zone draw. Tomko and Scherzer, the two-team centermen in the circle. Tied up for a brief moment, sent beneath the goal line for a brief second before it comes to the stick of Scherzer. Scherzer up top for Jamison, his shot ripped into the corner and up into the protective netting after Cloutier got a piece of it. Used the stick to have it carry him up into the protective netting for an offensive zone draw once again for the Caps. Just past the 7-minute mark of period number 2. 1-0 the score. Tomko and Scherzer, the two teams, centermen in the circle once again. Faceoff tied up, dropped right down the middle. Neither team had a piece of it, but eventually Chicago forces their way all the way into the offensive zone. Buckberger there for Madison. Jamison up the near side wall as the Capitals try to transition from the defensive zone into the offensive end. Instead, it'll be an icing on LaPointe and Chicago. So another offensive zone draw for Madison, really reversing course of the field of play. It looked like Chicago might have a chance to start some offensive zone time. Instead, Tomko and his unit forced to stay out there once again. Due for immediate timeout in 38 seconds with the Capitals' top line thrown out onto the ice. Trying to expand the 1-0 lead. Cowan goes into the circle, forcing Mo to the wall. Tomko on the other side for Chicago. Face-off won back by Cowan. Stout up top, Moline's shot gloved, sits there on the rebound. That's one where I think you need your goaltender to cover that one up, and I think Cloutier thought he was going to. Some loose rebounds with the glove tonight for Cloutier. And typically you want your goalie to hold on to those glove saves. Is Chicago now with a chance offensively. A nice shot sticked up into the sky by Caleb Heil as the Capitals go down the length of the ice. Icing on Madison. 7:52 into the second period. 1-0 the score. Defensive zone draw for the Caps. Mentioning Cloutier's glove. He's had a couple where it didn't go into the actual glove, but he still got a piece of it. There's a defensive zone draw upcoming for Madison to the left of Highland goal. Nice night here in Middleton. Tied up on the far side is the faceoff, and a shot from Chicago's Colin Sisson goes on goal. Sisson, 14 goals this season. Had a total of 8 last year for the Steele. Scored on Saturday night. Been really hot as of late. Was looking to put the Steele on the scoreboard there. Would have been his 8th point in his last 7 games. Face off on the far side. Dyer, the UMass Lowell commit, in the circle against Mason Moe. Face off won back by Moe. Michaud plays up the far side wall. Therefore, it's Bobby Cowan. Tried to play to the middle for Lee, but it was deflected along the way. And Sisson will be on the receiving end of it on the opposite side of the ice. Reiniger ahead for Kahn. Flutters that one all the way down. Hage chases after against Jet Coasia. Both Ontario 08-born skaters. I'm sure they've seen each other throughout their young careers as Coasia starts up the near side wall, but he has it poked free. Sisson now beneath the goal line, leaves there for Hage. Hage looking for options, drops back down low once again for Dyer. The UMass Lowell commit relays it along for Sisson at the blue line. Kahn unable to hold, so the Capitals just force it out towards neutral. Hage plays it right at the blue line, and the Capitals now with a chance the other way. Lee has Cowan with him, gives it to him. Cowan in the high slot, a shot, scored! Bobby Cowan makes it 2-0 Caps with his 16th goal of the season. It's two of the top teams in the Eastern Conference going at it live here at Bob Suter's Legacy 20 Arena in Middleton as the Capitals host the Dubuque Fighting Saints for the 2nd time this season. Welcome into the broadcast booth here at Cap Ice. My name is Drew Steele, the host here of What's on Tap, as it's a $1 beer night presented by Coors Light. Coming up in the show, we'll take a look back at last week. We'll take a look at the USHL Forward of the Week, as well as preview tonight's matchup against the Saints. First, let's start off with last week. The Capitals on the road at the USNTDP. The first 2 nights, it was the U18s facing off against the Caps, capped off with a Sunday matinee against the U17s. The Capitals were able to force a split on Saturday after falling on Friday night, beating the U18s by a score of 5-2, snapping an 11-game win streak for the U18 squad. And the Caps were able to get another 5-2 victory on Sunday, taking 2 of 3 from the USNTDP, as the Capitals were able to also pick up a Forward of the Week nomination. Riker Lee named USHL Forward of the Week with 3 goals and 2 assists. It's his 2nd time this season winning the weekly award in the league. 7 different Capitals this year have been named Player of the Week for their given position throughout the year. Just really speaks to the depth of this Capitals squad this year. Speaking of Riker Lee, let's take a look at our goal of the week. It was an absolute dart over the goaltender for the U17s on Sunday afternoon. Forward of the week, goal of the week. What else do you need if you're Riker Lee? The goal of the week there, presented by Play It Again Sports. Tonight's matchup, ever so important against the top team in the Eastern Conference. The Capitals 7 points back against Dubuque in the standings, and tied for 2nd place with the Muskegon Lumberjacks. The exact same amount of games played. The Capitals really need points at this time of the year to try to get that bye in the Clark Cup playoffs, which the Capitals have clinched their way to. These two teams have met once before here this season. Back on February 8th, Madison was able to take that one by a score of 4-3. The home ice was ever so important in this season series. Last year, each team won their 2 home games against the other. Should be a fun one here in Middleton tonight. A Thirsty Thursday $1 beer night presented by Coors Light in store. Tickets.madcapshockey.com, the place to get your tickets.